Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a major political event set to take place tomorrow, Saturday the 12th of April 2025, right in the heart of Soweto. Protea South Hall will be the scene of a highly anticipated gathering in honor of former President Jacob Zuma, a man who continues to evoke strong opinions and deep political debate across the nation. Themed in No Surrender, No Retreat, this gathering isn't just a ceremonial tribute. It's part of a broader, nationwide mobilization campaign leading up to what's being called the Inaugural Lecture on the 26th of June, an event that promises to cement Zuma's legacy, amplify his ideological stance, and challenge dominant narratives about his political career. Organizers of the event have made it clear, this isn't just about remembering Zuma's role in the past. It's about using his political and ideological beliefs to shape the national discourse going forward. The message is bold, unapologetic, and confrontational, a direct challenge to what they call the capitalist establishment and the so-called liberal elite that they believe has worked to suppress revolutionary voices. The Protea South Hall event is expected to draw a large and passionate crowd. Members of the Umkhonto Party, or MK Party, will be present in full force, joined by youth movements, veteran activists, trade unionists, and others who see Zuma not as a disgraced former president, but as a living symbol of resistance against neoliberalism and foreign influence in South African politics. For many of his supporters, Zuma represents something far deeper than political office. They see him as the embodiment of a liberation struggle that has lost its way, a struggle now being revitalized through a new ideological lens. Radical economic transformation, sovereignty, and anti-imperialism are at the heart of this vision. His backers argue that Zuma is being deliberately demonized because he dared to challenge the financial and political powers that be. The organizers stated that Zuma's insistence on economic sovereignty and his push for radical policies during his presidency shook the foundations of entrenched interests, both in the political elite and in the corporate sector. They argue that Zuma's persecution was not just legal or political, but ideological. According to them, it was a coordinated campaign to prevent a true economic revolution from taking place in South Africa. Political analyst Andile Mazibuko weighed in on the matter, noting that this event is far more than just a tribute, it's a strategic move. It aims to reposition Jacob Zuma as not merely a political veteran, but as a thought leader and ideological warrior whose views continue to spark debate, provoke resistance, and galvanize grassroots support. Let's not forget, Zuma remains a deeply polarizing figure. To his critics, he is the architect of state capture, a man under whose leadership the country's institutions were weakened and factionalism thrived. Corruption allegations, Gupta connections, and court battles have stained his legacy in the eyes of many. But to his supporters, these very accusations are proof of how much he threatened the status quo. They argue that Zuma was targeted precisely because he tried to change the economic structure that has kept the majority poor and disempowered since the end of apartheid. The MK Party, which Zuma now leads, is using this momentum to expand its base and make inroads ahead of the 2026 local government elections. Events like tomorrow's gathering form part of a larger campaign to energize the party's followers, reinforce its ideological pillars, and frame Zuma's legacy as not just political but revolutionary. Security around Protea South Hall is expected to be tight. Authorities are preparing for a large turnout, with supporters expected to engage in political dialogues, cultural performances, and speeches that will set the tone for the months ahead. This isn't just a rally, it's an ideological battleground. And in that space, Zuma is being positioned as a martyr, a visionary, and a leader of a new economic revolution. Interestingly, this event also comes at a time when the broader political landscape in South Africa is undergoing serious transformation. The tensions within the Government of National Unity, friction between the ANC and DA, and the growing strength of parties like the EFF and MK, all point to a country on the brink of a major political realignment. Zuma's role, whether one sees him as hero or villain, cannot be ignored in this shifting narrative. His message of no surrender, no retreat is not just rhetorical. It's a direct appeal to his base, and to the disillusioned masses, that the fight for economic justice, land redistribution, and national sovereignty is far from over. In fact, according to his followers, it's just getting started. As the countdown to the June lecture begins, all eyes will be on tomorrow's gathering. It will serve as both a political rally and an ideological statement. And for those within the MK party and beyond, it's a declaration that Jacob Zuma is not done yet. He's back in the national spotlight, not just as a former president, but as a symbol of defiance and revolutionary thought. We'll be watching closely to see what speeches are made, what strategies are unveiled, and what impact this gathering will have on South Africa's political future. Will Zuma succeed in reshaping his legacy? Or will this mobilization deepen the divisions within the country's political fabric? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is Zuma a visionary leader fighting for justice, or a controversial figure clinging to power through ideological spin? We want to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more political updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story that matters. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.